Hello to everyone, wherever you are, and welcome to Open Heart Medicine webinar. We're going to start with a meditation session, where the first part will be shamatha practice, opening the mind, and the second part will be tonglen. You can decide, if you haven't learned tonglen yet, you haven't participated in the one-day Zoom retreat, and you want to learn it first, you can just wait until we're done with this part and then join us. And today is a follow-up on the one-day retreat. I will share insights and practical guiding points specifically in relationship to healing. And during the meditation session, I will specifically point out in the instruction different ending points depending on where are you in your practice, in your own healing and meditation journey. So with this in mind, we can get started while people are still joining. So you can sit with your back straight, either if you're sitting on a cushion on the ground or sitting on a chair. Just allow your sitting bone to fall, to melt into the chair, into your sitting. And feel as you do this, your whole base is expanding and your whole body letting go. The whole body is letting go its struggle against gravity. And as you do this, as there is an opening in your bases, you can feel a certain tension, a certain flexibility, like a rubber band from the perineum, the area between the genitalia and the anus, that allows the energy to rise and straightens your spine all the way to the top of your head. Your shoulders are relaxed. The neck is elongated in the back. And your hands are either wrapping your knees, balancing the fire and the water, or hand inside your hand. The tongue is loose, slightly touching the upper soft palate, and there's a small space between your teeth, and your gaze is relaxed. Very natural gaze, eyes open with no effort. And by bringing your attention to your body, you can feel how it affects your breathing, how the diaphragm is able to move downward more easily. You can breathe deeper with less effort. And how the focus and attention to the body is relaxing your mind, relaxing the chatter, and bringing you back to your body, to the moment. And now that we relaxed our body, we're going to clear the breath, the subtle energy, the speech quality. We're going to inhale, visualizing white air coming through both nostrils, and we're going to exhale through alternating nostrils 3 times, expressing the 3 levels of body, speech, mind, the physical form, the subtle energy, and our thought process. As we inhale, every time it goes deeper, and when we exhale, any tension, any holding, any diseases, any obstructions, anything we want to let go of is come through the exhalation as black gray color like smoke. We inhale and we exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And third time. And now we inhale and exhale 3 times through both nostrils. Inhale and exhale. Third time. And we inhale and we let go with the sound ah, ah. And we let the mind ride on this ah, and let the mind open. Open into the open space. The guiding quality when we open the mind is a quality of evenness, of equanimity, of lack of judgment, of lack of discrimination. The equalness in our basis before anything expresses itself. And from this place, we train our mind, our heart, by giving rise to love and compassion, to an open heart. Through the simple realization, the equality in that every living being wants to be happy. And every living being experiences difficulty, suffering as part of their being alive. So this understanding opens our heart to ourselves and to others. We are all in the same boat. We use a contemplative process to bring it up, and then we just let go of it and relax in the non-conceptual space. Emphasizing the equal taste, the equal quality of our open heart. On a deeper level, to those who are more trained, we realize, we contemplate, we recognize the impermanent, empty nature in everything that arises outwardly to our senses and inwardly as thoughts, feeling, body sensations. And then we let go. And this place of openness and equality, equanimity, gives naturally, when done properly, a rise to love and compassion as the expression of this place. The realization that not recognizing this drives our suffering, our pain, our survival response, the survival paradox, illnesses, etc. And we just rest. This is a place you can spend a lot of time in when you are training, your whole meditation. And from this place, we start more with the formal meditation. We pick a point or an object under your, lower than our eye level, and we just let our gaze rest on this object. We thrust our gaze into this object. And we keep our eyes focused on the object, regardless of our thoughts, regardless of our breathing, if we are inhaling or exhaling. The eye is the door to the body, to the form. And we add our breathing. We exhale to the point, to the object, and we inhale from the object without losing the eye contact. And now we add our focus. our mental focus either through the third eye, or we just project our heart into the object, or we let our heart unite with our mind and we project it through the eyes with our breath. So the eyes, the breathing, and the focus are inseparable. And with every exhalation, we let go. If you feel more restless, you make the visual field tighter. If you feel that you are holding too strong, you make the visual field wider. You can experiment with this. And by focusing on one thing, the distractions slowly fall away. And there is a movement from a place of neurosis of restlessness, like a waterfall that slowly expands, a creek, a river, a lake, an ocean, open, clear, spacious. And slowly you bring your eyes to gaze to your eye level. And you open up to any visual sensations coming from the front without holding, without grasping to them. You see without looking, opening completely. And while you keep this opened, you open up to any visual sensations from your right side. From behind you, from your left, and from above and below. So the body is anchored like a mountain, and your visual field is expanding in all directions, three-dimensional, with every breath, with every exhalation. And into this, you add all the other senses. Anything you hear, anything you touch, anything you smell, and anything you taste. And you use your breathing. With every exhalation, there is a gap between the exhalation and inhalation, and your field of experience expands, like cutting the web of a spider web, expanding. If you're getting lost in your thinking process, you use the breath. You use exhalation, which is twice as long as the inhalation as the letting go process. And this moment between exhalation and inhalation, where there is no activity, is a place of letting go. And then by the time you get lost, you're already exhaling one more time. This way, every time You use the breath, the exhalation process to let go until you really don't need it anymore, until your openness is unrelated to your breath. And from this place, being open to the outside, you bring your attention, your awareness to your inside of your body. Specifically, you can start with your chest. You drop into your chest. You see what feelings, what emotions, what body sensations you have. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing. We'll talk about how to handle it a little bit later. And you let the outside, the openness to the outside, and the openness to the inside merge together. You let the artificial boundary of our conceptual mind, of our ego, of the inside and outside of our body melt away. Just rest in this place of openness, inwardly and outwardly as one. And into this non-conceptual state, you bring the understanding, the contemplation, or ideally the recognition of the impermanent quality, of the ever-changing quality of anything that arises outwardly to our senses and inwardly in our body, thoughts, feeling, body sensations. They all are impermanent. They haven't been here one day in the past, and they're not going to be here one day in the future. This is the truth beyond any belief system, that everything is changing. This insight into the changeability, this vipassana, allows us then to let go deeper in the place of shamatha, of calm abiding. Traditionally, in calm abiding meditation mingled with vipassana, with insight, we just stay here. We contemplate the impermanent quality and we let go. We bring up compassion to all beings and to ourselves and we let go. If we feel like we are lost, we pray inwardly, we open our heart to any belief system we have, to any absolute quality. With an open heart of understanding and wanting to mingle with this quality. And we let go. Keeping the meditation fresh, we let go as long as it doesn't become stale and heavy and we drift away. If it does, we just awaken our presence with the contemplation. We are changing the recording, and then we'll turn off the recording. Just let go. In open heart medicine, we always touch the heart. So with this in mind, we say hello to our heart. We bring our hands, we relax our elbows, and say hello to our heart. And we feel the warmth of the heart and the warmth of pericardium 8, the palace of labor, Lao Gong, the place where the heart expresses itself, healing point and energy point. And we feel this circle that is connected, allowing the heart's warmth and healing to expand through our chest, to our upper back. And we can let it expand to wherever it's needed. Like we worked in the one-day retreat, we sent it to different parts in our body, if you remember, for the ones who participated, and then it becomes a healing tool. We just feel the melting, the opening of the heart quality. The heart leads the mind. You can feel the expansion of the heart and the mind, feeling every part of our body. You can start with areas that are healthier, easier to open, and then naturally the areas that are more blocked will open. And this quality of heart and open mind goes outside of your body and fills the whole space. And you can stay there as long as you want when you are practicing on your own, until it's so hot, it's literally like boiling, like burning hot. And you slowly bring down your hands and you relax. And you go back to the same step that you had before, where you just rest opened, you make the contemplation, and you rest. But this time, your heart is more connected with the process. You will feel that the resting and the contemplation is coming more from your heart, not from your head. Very different. When it's in the heart, it's limitless, it's infinite, it's ever flowing. When it's from the head, it's on off, just like our thoughts. And this is a good place to do some self-healing. So each of these are steps that you can add, from stopping initially to working with the heart to now using the heart for some self-healing. You inhale and you bring white light through the top of your head that washes all your body, all the way to your feet, or to your perineum if you are sitting cross-legged. And you exhale, you let go of any tension, any disease, any holding from the past, from the present, from the future. It's black gray color, like smoke. Inhaling white light and exhaling, letting go. And you do it 5 to 10 times so it's fresh, and then you let go. And you bring now your focus to your heart. You see a ball of white light in the heart, the same quality of purification, of original purity, that whatever comes to the heart is recognized as being pure to begin with. And this purification transformation is shared outwardly with the exhalation and inwardly to all of our body, to the inner part of our mandala. With this, we inhale white light from the universe, we connect to the universal healing quality, and the white light intensifies. You can feel it. You can practice specifically on this part of the inhalation. So every part is developed. And with the exhalation, just like the heart exhales by contracting, and sends blood everywhere, the heart now sends a white light everywhere in our body. We inhale white light, that's how the blood gets nourished. And we exhale, we send the white light, the clean blood everywhere in the body. We send the blood, the nourishment, the form, the white light. We affect the electromagnetic field of the heart that now affects every cell in our body and the area around us. That's the speech quality. And we bring our intention, our heart-mind intention into the process. That's a big thing. The blood is circulating automatically. The electromagnetic field is affected by our mind, by our thoughts, by our emotions. And our intentions is what determines what is going to happen. That's why the mind is the most important. And here also, just like with contemplation and letting go, you do it a few times and you let go. And once you feel that you are done with this exercise, I'm cutting it a little bit short because I have a lot of things I want to cover. You just rest. And you go back to the first phase of ending. You just stay open for as long as you want. Or if you get lost in your thoughts, you move to contemplation and you let go. You can feel how different your body, your breath, your mind are now compared to about half an hour ago, and how it's affecting you in your tissue level, in your cellular level. You can really feel it. And for those who learn Tonglen with me, or even if you learn somewhere else, it's a little bit different. We can continue to the Tonglen practice. Those who want to wait until they learn it more formally, you can just continue to do the basic practice that I guided you through. So you visualize in front of you an object of compassion, either an aspect of yourself that has been hurt. That's a good place to start for those who didn't train before, or somebody close to you, alive or dead. And when you exhale, you send them from your heart love, compassion, nourishment, and healing as white light. And when you inhale, you take in all their suffering, their pain, their illness. This black gray color, like smoke, very sticky. If you're afraid of doing it in the beginning, you can let it go on your side. But it's really not an issue because it's going to be transformed by the heart. It's the wood that allows the heart to transform it into love and compassion. Just like the dirty blood comes to your heart, and without dirty blood, we cannot send white light. We cannot send clean blood. So we inhale, coming in as gray, black color like smoke, and we exhale our love and compassion and healing as white light. Connecting with this infinite transformative power of the heart that is connected with the universal openness beyond time. And you can focus on one person or put more than one person. It can also be an animal, but make sure that it's real, it's alive. So you do it for a short time, 5, 10, 20 breaths, and then you let go. And once you let go and the thought starts coming back, you go back to it. So it's always fresh. So I'm going to go now through different phases in the tongue lane that are usually not taught traditionally, but are specific, very important to open heart medicine. So while we are doing the tongue lane practice, we start by focusing on the object. And as I explain this, we are practicing it. When we inhale and take in the suffering, the pain, this black gray color, our focus is on the object. We use the tendency, the inherent tendency to grasp, to hold. We are holding the person and we are taking their suffering. As we take it, it's automatically transformed. And when we exhale, we send white light. But the focus is on taking the suffering, the process of detoxification. There's always detox that precedes nourishment. We come to this world, we cry, we let go. We leave this world, the last thing we do is we exhale. So we do this a little bit and then we let go. Again, here very briefly, when you do it on your own, you will have more time. And then we focus on the flow from the object to our heart. This becomes the focus of the cycle. Flow. And how it gets to the heart and immediately transform to white light and sent out. And we let go. And now the focus is in our heart. And from our heart, we are focused on what the heart does all the time. It accepts the dirty blood. It comes into the heart. It transforms it and sends nourishment as clean blood, sends white light as love and compassion. So we're doing the tongue lean from the heart's point of view, from our heart's point of view. Emphasizing and training in the transformative process. Taking a ride on what's happening anyway physiologically. Emphasizing initially the sucking in of the dirty blood, of the suffering, and shifting to the exhalation of the white light. And we let go. And our focus naturally now moves to the exhalation process, to sending the white light to the object of practice. It's an aspect of ourselves or someone else. We are focusing on the letting go that is imbued, suffused with love and compassion. And as we let go, we now let our heart merge with the heart of the object of Tonglen, whoever it is, how many people it is. And we rest in this oneness, in the inseparability between us. And from this place of equanimity, of openness, of unity, the Tonglen keeps flowing. Until eventually just by resting in this way, in our true nature, it becomes the absolute Tonglen. Tonglen happens anyway. You may have interacted and met people who have this capacity. Simply by being, you radiate love and compassion and healing. And we can let go of the visualization and simply rest. It's another point of ending. If we are new to the practice and we want to make sure that we are nourishing our heart after it worked hard, we can visualize 5-colored light, white, red, blue, yellow, green, radiating from deep inside our heart through every cell in our body into the universe, collecting healing energy from the 5 elements, from the 5 wisdoms that come back to your heart, and then with the heart contraction spreads to every cell in our body. And if we want to enhance it, we can add our hands again. So we are feeling the heart that just exercise its love and compassion muscle, supporting our heart. We are expressing our gratitude to our heart and to the love and compassion as the greatest healer beyond time. And we let go. And we can move our hands and our feet and our legs. I apologize for this being a little bit long. I tried to summarize the one day of the retreat and give you some unique tips on Tonglen. So before I continue and I talk some more, I really want to emphasize that these steps are very powerful. And eventually you want to get to a place where every time you breathe, every time your heart contracts, love, compassion, and healing is happening inwardly towards you and outwardly towards any living beings you are connected to. That's the power of this practice. So the steps that are very unique to open heart medicine allows you to train in this way, so Tonglen becomes a healing practice. Traditionally, it's a practice more for generating love and compassion, for the path of Mahayana, the great vehicle of the sage, the bodhisattva, the person who gives their heart to others. We are using it, these principles, to make it a healing practice. So during the webinar, during the one-day retreat, we had hundreds of questions. And today I really want to share insights that are unique to open heart medicine. Some of them are already shared during the meditation, in the context of meditation, and how to utilize meditation in our mind as a powerful healing tool. So when we start the meditation, after we prepared our body, we prepared our speech, we prepared our mind and heart, we engage in shamatha meditation, in calm abiding. Our mind, my mind, your heart, your mind, everybody's mind, is an inherent habit to grasp, to hold. This is what drives the survival response. That's what drives the survival paradox. Now we use this as medicine. We use our ability to grasp, and instead of jumping from one thing to another, we ground on ourselves by looking downward. Or some people can do it sometime when they close their eyes and follow the breath, but there is a disadvantage there. So it's advantageous to just focus on an object outwardly. And then by grasping, by holding to one thing, the noise starts calming down. And you all can feel probably a sense of calm. That's why it's called calm abiding, calm mind. And you can play within it, with being more focused, which grounds you more, and expanding the visual field, and you'll feel the opening. Even as we talk, you can try it. You can feel the difference. Once we grounded ourselves, which even if we are trained is good to do for a few seconds or a few minutes, unless people who really have advanced meditation and don't need, then we bring our gaze to our eye level and we just open to all sensation. When we slow down by focusing on one thing, it's like creating space between activities, between jumping from one thing to another, between multitasking on a mind level, on a mental level. And it allows deeper layers to come to the surface. So just to share the diagram that I shared with you in the meditation retreat, as the space between the thoughts is opening up, deeper levels of our being are coming up. Level that has been hiding under our thought process. Stuff in our subconscious. Different emotions, great experience, or very difficult experiences. Memories, beautiful memories, traumatic memories, and insights. They've all been within us. They were all deposited there by our life experiences, by our ancestors, genetically and epigenetically. And now it's coming up. This process is reflected physiologically as the cell and the tissue, which is protected, which is shielded, opens up, creates space. The cells become less sticky, which is a process we see in meditation. Circulation is improved. And the cells are releasing substances that they want to get rid of, that they don't want to hold to anymore, into the bloodstream. And then we have to get rid of the toxin in the bloodstream. It's called discharge from the cells and elimination. The elimination is the meditation process. However, we more often than not, we focus on the experiences. We are all attached to experiences. But really what matters in meditation is the response to the experience. We grasp to the experience. If it's amazing, we love it, we share it, we remind ourselves, we tell others. If it's terrible, it creates an aversion, we push it away, it hurts us. What we are interested in meditation is how we react in our mind, in our heart, with what arises. This is what makes psychology and having insights not only be aware that we are in trouble, but actually when these things come up, we can truly liberate them. We can truly transform them. We can truly let go of them at different levels. First, we are just able to detoxify them, then they get created again, and then we detoxify them again. In a deeper way, we connect to the transforming quality of the heart through the Tonglen. So whatever comes from the dirty blood to the heart, whatever comes from the cells to the circulation, whatever comes when our thought process is opening up, especially if we dropped into our heart, is being used as tools to find a greater, clearer, more spacious, non-conceptual place. And ultimately, we just rest in this freedom, in our true nature, what we call the original purity, the place that has always been there. And if you notice back in the Tonglen, I gave a hint of it, where the last part we were just resting in unity, and I talked that this is the ultimate Tonglen. A Tonglen that has no more effort, no more doing. So we move from doing to non-doing. We move from just trying to counteract or detoxify to true freedom. And that's a process that shifts us from relative healing as part of open heart medicine to absolute healing beyond time. They all have their origin in the same place. How much we are able to do this, how much we are able to transform, transfer, connect our meditation experience into a bodily experience all the way to our cells relates to how much we are somaticizing the meditation, how much we are inside our body. When we meditate with open eyes, when we meditate and things are very spacious, we often will get lost in our thoughts. We'll find a space of non-conceptual meditation that feels amazing, but once thoughts come, we get lost in the thoughts, or we push them away gently to a place of neutrality. And for many people, meditators, it lasts all their life. The true freedom is beyond thoughts or no thoughts. The water is water, the ocean is ocean if there are waves or there are no waves. We say the waves are no separate from the ocean. But that is space. That's a certain stage in our meditation. Now we find the non-conceptual space, and that's where the healing takes place. When we start the letting go process, both in the shamatha and in the tonglen, we use our exhalation, the detox, the letting go process, which physiologically happens. The lungs contract without effort. The lung needs effort to expand. And we use this process to let go. Initially, and for many meditators, more often than not, when we let go, when we feel the expansion, we feel it outwardly. And there is a certain level of disconnect with our inner body. As we are opening, we want to take the same quality and reflect on it inwardly. So like it's opening outwardly, it's opening inwardly. And some of it is already built into the guiding principles of the meditation from the get-go. And once we let go, you can try to connect with our secret heart, with our deepest, infinite heart. You know, the heart that is inside of us, the energetic heart, it's in front of the spine at the heart level. And then when we open from there, and then the body and what's outside of the body becomes inseparable. In this way, we go through a process of healing throughout every cell in our body, and it also contributes to the inseparability, oneness, connectivity with the outside, which is what the heart is all about. The reason why we are talking about it and expanding on it is because when we conceptually bring all of this to mind, we bring the understanding, the recognition that all of our ancestors, anyone we think about, anyone that affected us, anyone we do tonglen from the outside, is actually inside of us. Otherwise, they wouldn't arise to our mind. We are recollecting them. Something in us makes us think about them. Some more pronounced and some less pronounced. So they are present inside our cells, inside our DNA, genetically and epigenetically. And with this conceptual understanding, the exhalation and letting go in the space between the exhalation and inhalation has a much powerful healing effect on ourselves. Because the contemplative process is connecting with ourselves on the deepest level, not just in the thinking level. The whole body is going through the process. And same with the letting go. There is a Tonglen movement outwardly and inwardly. And the Tonglen that we are doing outwardly, when we connect with ourselves, we are not doing Tonglen just us to our object of Tonglen. We are doing Tonglen and every being that has been part of who we are, every being who participated in the making of our DNA and epigenetic expression, which translates into infinite number of people. If you look mathematically, if there's a generation every 25 years, especially historically, 2,000 years, 2 to the 80th power, 2 times 2 times 2, 80 times, is an infinite number. So all these infinite beings that are within us are doing Tonglen to all the infinite people that are outside of us. And this is how multi-generational community healing happens. The beauty is that the heart is built to do this. We are wired to do this. You know, the work in the heart math shows it research-wise. Meditation and compassion show it. I'm sharing my insight about the physiology of how it happens so we can potentiate it. And this is really a preparation for the unique thing of open heart medicine, my own insight, which is the inner Tonglen practice, which we don't talk about at this level, only in advanced retreats, but I already hint to it and put it into the practice already now. So we can take a moment and kind of just absorb all of this information. I know it's a lot, but you should be able to listen to today again and take it in. And take a moment and just let go. In the Tonglen practice, the refinement of the stages is very important. I mentioned, I want just a little bit to expand on it. So when we start with detox, by focusing on the object of Tonglen, we are starting with the point of fixation, of focusing. And right there, as we focus, we start the movement. And then start the detox process itself, the flowing. And it's interesting for us, we are inhaling the suffering. From the object of Tonglen, they are exhaling their suffering. They are letting go, just like we do. And that's part of the multi-directional relationship. When we say we are inhaling, it's from our perspective. From the perspective of the object of Tonglen, if it's a part of ourselves, there is a letting go process, which starts the whole process. And then we have the cleansing, the movement of detox until we connect to the heart. The heart is our infinite, ever-flowing transformation unit. Whatever comes in, it takes without discrimination, connects with the universe, transforms the blood, and gives without discrimination. So the heart is ready. It's built in physiologically to do this. And we just accept. And whatever comes, we don't say we'll take from the kidney and will not take from the liver. But it's also with how we respond to what comes to our mind, to our heart. And that's why I talked about how we respond to our meditation experience, how we react. And the basic quality of the heart is the quality of acceptance. It accepts any dirty blood. So acceptance is at the basis. Once we train in this part, we emphasize this part and we go through the whole steps. We can go through them quickly in the same session, or even not quickly if we have many, many hours. Then we emphasize the exhalation. And the exhalation is the exhalation of the heart, the exhalation of the blood, the level of form. The exhalation of speech, subtle energy, the electromagnetic field of the heart that is big enough to get to every cell in our body. So inwardly, we are healing ourselves and anyone connected to us that is in our body, in our DNA. And it also goes outside of our body and can be amplified by other bodies of water. So people around us, especially physically, location-wise, can amplify the effect. That's the power of group healing, including in a Zoom setting. It's important to bring in this recognition that when the heart does it, it's not a device. The heart is connected with the universe through the breath. So this universal knowledge, what you can call the universal teacher, or in Buddhism, it will be the image of the Buddha, is giving the knowledge, the Dharma, the healing through the heart. And the recipients, the Sangha, are the cells inwardly and all being outwardly. And that's why in the last step, we just rest into the object of refuge, into the object of Tonglen. We just become one. And then it becomes an absolute process of things happening while there is inseparability and nothing is happening. And that's when the practice becomes very powerful. Once this is developed enough, then the exhalation of white light, and then just letting go into this space contains naturally all the steps of Tonglen. And because we started with creating more spaciousness and a quality of impermanence, there are more doors, more holes in the solidity to create a change. Instead of trying to walk through the wall, we find the door. Within the model of open heart medicine, we use colors and sounds to emphasize the different stages in this process. But this is beyond this kind of meetings. So some practical advice before we close the session. Try to train in the different stages. Don't skip. And put enough time into the preparatory phase, especially preparing the mind. It's already the absolute meditation. When you're doing Tonglen, if you do Tonglen, if you learn Tonglen, make it fresh. A little bit of visualization and colors and intention and let go. It's in the letting go that the change happens. For those who want to learn this more thoroughly, we are making the edited video of the one day retreat. And I'm also including one more meditation and special practice how to keep our knees healthy. It will be available for a especially low price. I think in a few days or so. I'm not following on these details. And you can use it for your practice. If you are using the video, It will go through the whole day. From time to time, turn off the sound or the video and just meditate without support of listening, which is similar to letting go of the contemplation. There is a lot of instructions because I'm trying to teach you during the meditation. And then from time to time, it's good to check how well you're doing when there is no support. And I will make a point of trying to infuse meditation and talking about open heart into as many of my monthly webinars as I can. And I really hope that the ones who can join me in my Hawaii retreat face-to-face, it's very different, because then there is really all the elements of healing are right there. And it's a small group, only 60, 70 spots, and it's between September 18th to 21st. In Buddhism, we say, by seeing, hearing, touching, and remembering me, may I benefit all beings. And that's the quality of the heart, that it radiates and it touches. And that's, of course, the power of a retreat, where all these elements are present when we are meeting in person, but Zoom is pretty good. So with this in mind, we can put the aspiration prayer on the screen. At this very moment, across the entire world and wherever in particular we may be, may the people and the nations of this earth not even hear the words disease, famine, war, and suffering. May goodness of heart thrive, and merit and abundance increase, and may supreme well-being and good fortune always arise. At this very moment, across the entire world, and wherever in particular we may be, may the people and nations of this earth not even hear the words disease, famine, war, and suffering. May goodness of heart thrive, and merit and abundance increase, and may supreme well-being and good fortune always arise. At this very moment, across the entire world, and wherever in particular we may be, may the people and the nations of this earth may not even hear the words disease, famine, war, and suffering. May goodness of the heart thrive, and merit and abundance increase, and may supreme well-being and good fortune always arise. And thank you for joining me.